All right. Okay. First time going live on YouTube as well as going live on Facebook. And so I have you both here because I really think that we need to start conversations. I'm tired of fake. Oh my God, it's a big production to go live. I mean, typically, you want to do your hair, you want to do your makeup. I don't do hair and makeup on a daily. Sorry, it just doesn't happen. I'm going to have to adjust this. Let's see. Get you all adjusted. Okay, so you can join me live on YouTube, and thank you for joining us there. Or you can join me live on Facebook. Hello, Miss Chris. I think we're only allowed to have like 8 viewers in my Google Hangout, but I'm not putting out that link. So most of you will be seeing me on the YouTube, and hopefully I can see your chat. If you want to chat, ask questions, go right ahead. Otherwise, most of you know me. I'm just going to start yakking. Hello, Miss Terry and Sissy. And let me just get this adjusted over here so I can see that chat. Okay. Woo! Lots going on. Let me just tell you. Okay. The Novocain. The Novocain Affect. Let me just tell you. I mean, we talk about all the time how, we get, yeah, we get that. But anyway, oh, yay, Miss Terry. Let's see, that's good timing for you. Good timing for me. But yeah, I have been talking with several people about what I am now calling the Novocain Effect. Hey, how are you, Mr. Reverend Michael? The Novocain Effect, because, okay, here's the thing. I wake up in the morning and I'm raring my, I got fresh new ideas and, dreams that have just come to me. And so I've got, all these ideas that I want to get going. And then, I make my coffee, I do my shower, whatever I got to do. And then all of a sudden, after a couple of hours probably of being awake, being outside, coming and going, it's just like, boom. And nothing happens. I do my dailies, keep my commitments, but it's just like in between, I am just drained. I am just feeling like I am under some kind of Novocain, right? Hey, my sister, that's Miss Angelia. Hey, Jenny Lee. And so, yeah, it's just like, all of a sudden you feel like, and then you just don't get to it. See, that went well. Completely drained. And, I made an app. It's not who I am. It's very frustrating. And it's becoming annoying, okay? It's becoming very annoying. And so, I look into everything that's going on. I'm not someone who just, gets up and accepts the day for what it is. I have to look into it. I have to understand why. Because it's not who I am. Hey, James. That's Jen. It's not who I am. Yeah, and it's driving me crazy because I'm a doer. I do. Ask my sister. Anyone who knows me. Hey, Miss Kim, I'm a doer. I am constantly doing. I do. And I'm, and then looking into everything, you come across people who, of course, everyone else is going to say is a conspiracy theorist. And I don't like that term because I don't fall into that line because I'm a realist. I don't just take someone else's word for it. I look into it. I trust my own experiences. I trust my own eyes with what's happening. And so looking into it, you hear about chemtrails. Chemtrails are spraying a type of lithium Okay, if you don't know what lithium is, lithium in small doses can give you the Novocain effect. Okay, I mean, just like you just can't want to, you just can't do, you just don't, and you don't, you just don't. You're feeling it, right? You're feeling it. And so it's like, okay, well, if that's a fact, if that's one thing they're doing, and then, you know, there's the whole energy thing that's going on. And then there's the whole, you know, secret ops, you know, shadow government, deep state, unelected officials running the show. It becomes overwhelming. And then that also gives you the Novocain effect, because it becomes so overwhelming. You're like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this information? You know, it's like, okay, well, what are you going to do? What can we do? What? So, okay. And of course, you know, I speak to my guys. I know my peeps on the other side. We are well, have been, and they are silent. They ain't talking much. And when they do talk, it's about, you know, you have your own voice. You have a voice, use it. And then, you know, I hear other people saying the same thing. You know, that we are in such a energy time right now, it's a war. It's a spiritual war. It's an energetic war. It's taken into the physical now. Okay, it's taken, especially if they're spraying lithium, and not just spraying lithium, and not just taking it into the physical that way, but okay, creating situations. You know, I mean, I'm sorry, and again, I don't listen to conspiracy theorists. I listen to people who I believe are real. There's some people on the internet. I can't listen to their voice. I can't. All I hear is chatter behind them. Okay, chatter behind them, which means they're being fed. They're being fed, and I can't listen to them. And so I'll listen to whatever they are presenting, just to add it to my arsenal of information, because I'm a researcher. I'm someone who needs to know. I don't just, again, take anyone's word for it. You know, I'm not a sheeple. I don't just follow the masses because the masses says follow me. If I hear the Pied Piper's flute, I head the other direction. What did you learned about Olivia Kispers? Oh wait, I just moved up. Hey, Miss Candy. Let me see what Terry's saying here. I moved it too far. Lithium side effects. Oh, check out that, y'all. My sister Angie listed some common lithium side effects. Because, you know, I talked to her about all the stuff too that I'm going through. But anyway, you wanted to listen at night before bed and find it calming, and you sleep like a baby. You get a good night's sleep. It's one of the best cures being run down. Oh yeah, I sleep good. That's the problem, Miss Terry. I'm sleeping too good. I want to sleep all the time. I don't have the problem. I'm not insomniac. Okay. Ever. Never have I been. I've never been an insomniac. I know I just get to the point though where I just want to sleep. You know, I want to take a nap during the day. I'm like, Novocain, lithium, making me who I'm not. And then I look back, speaking of making me who I'm not, you know, I look back a couple years ago and I'm like, wow, I know change happens, but my habits have changed. NASA confesses dosing Americas with airborne lithium, written in April 7th, 2016. Well, you know, and it's by Walking Times. And who, again, there's a lot of people out there who are informants, who are told to give us information. Okay. How many of you have listened to people and You know, they tell you, I've been allowed to speak. I was told to release. I was told I could give this out, right? So they're allowed to give us certain information. It's like they give us a little bits and pieces of truths, but not the full story. Not the full story. They're fake. They're liars. They're manipulators. They're, you know, okay, if there's any kind of shadows going on, I don't believe in the shadow theory, first of all. Again, my shadow self, you know, no, my true natured self, you know, we are, you know, just inherently good people, you know, and because I say all the time, you know, good people do bad things. Well, why do good people do bad things? Because if they're not inherently bad, they're being made, manipulated. And then you hear stories about secret services, secret ops, and how they manipulate and create stories. How many of you watched House of Cards? Oh my God, House of Cards. That's on Netflix. And I think it's on HBO, right, Ange? I don't have HBO. I watch it on Netflix. So, but they, oh my goodness, they tell you, you know, they don't bend to terrorists. They create them. That's our government. And so they've given us this, you know, Novocain effect. They've admittedly come out and said that there is chemtrails. Again, we call them chemtrails because we know them to be full of chemicals. And they call it geoengineering. Look it up. It was made into an executive order in 2008 by President Obama. Look it up. It's a fact. And, you know, it's like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a realist. Okay. and you know, I see the chemtrails well, you know, there are breaks because they go into different areas, and depending on the jet stream and the wind, you know, as to where they are spraying, because that's going to take it to where they want it to go. It's weather control. Look it up. Again, stuff that has been admitted. I wish that HARP still listed their patents, because they have patents that tell you what they're doing: mind control, weather control, and you know, ionosphere control, all kind of crap that they are doing. And you know, again, it's a war. Woo! Hey, yeah, Miss Ariel. So yeah, I know y'all are feeling it. Everyone's kind of feeling it because everyone, you know, we're all in this together. Ain't none of us breathing any kind of different air. And then I get that too. They're like, well, why would those powers that be want to blow out, you know, some chemtrails, because they live and breathe here too? Well, you can also look into terraforming. They're making the atmosphere conducive to them because they're not completely human or human at all. And that's the other thing. You guys, it's so overwhelming to even think that our government officials are crooked. Those that we pay to keep everything copacetic are, you know, conniving and devious. I mean, the things about pedophilia is a fact. I don't know how many of you in this current chat room I was a subject of, and you know, abuse is a fact. It's not something that is not existence, and therefore we can't believe that these certain people over here could do that. Please, really. Okay, so it's just overwhelming to find out that is pedophilia, that there's murders, that, you know, that there are people being blackmailed, made to do things, chemtrails, UFOs, aliens, right? It's overwhelming. So your mind just ah! What do I do with this? Don't ignore it. First step, don't ignore it just because you can't believe it, even though it may have happened to you and you have repressed memories, and you choose not to, because our mind goes into this status, you know, that keeps us safe. There's a show out on Netflix that is a perfect example of how our mind just kind of shuts down and it'll go into a safe place when abuse is happening. And it's called The Keepers. And it's about this school, this Catholic school, where these girls were being abused by a priest who was their counselor. And so he wasn't even like a teacher or nothing in the school. He was just a counselor, but he had some control over these girls in the situation. And then boys, wasn't just girls. He was moved from place to place to place because they kept it hidden. They kept it underground. They, it was crazy. It's crazy. But that's just one example. So it's overwhelming. It's too much. And so, but it's out there, if you want to look, those repressed memories might, be there, and hearing something out of my mouth might trigger an issue for you. Okay. And it's not because I'm attacking you or I'm saying about anything about you in particular. But the energy is just such that you're going to take it personal, and you're going to have that safety mechanism, that defense mechanism come in and not allow you to actually see what's really going on. Hello, Mr. Greg, and happy belated. I think it was your birthday. I saw a couple of days ago in the flash. It's already in June. Who can believe we're in June? So yeah, there's just so much going on. It's too overwhelming for you to listen to. It's too overwhelming for you to pay attention to, but it's part of the programming. Part of the programming. And if you don't know what the programming is, it's part of the programming not to know. It's part of the programming to ignore. It's part of the programming to evade, to deflect. It's just part of the programming that you can't even entertain a thought that maybe that's a possibility, because it disrupts your current agenda, and your current agenda isn't always your current agenda. It's not always your agenda. There's always somebody. There's always somebody around you focusing on their agenda, and So really, this world is not about what you're creating. It's not about us being able to just create this utopia world that we want. Because let me tell you, I would have already done it. Snap. And you're welcome. I'm glad. Okay, it was. So yeah, I brought up this thing the other day. Because there's another show on Netflix that's called 13 Reasons Why. And it's a show that I've not entertained even watching. Again, because it's more propaganda to get people in the mindset, which the media is in control of mindsets. And have they gone completely left? And they've gone off the reservation. Okay? They have gone off into some other realm, a narrative that they wish to permeate, penetrate, and get through everybody on. And first of all, I'm not a party affiliated. I do not claim to be a Democrat or a Republican or a Green Party or a Libertarian. A registered voter as an independent, which means that I don't even get to, participate in primaries because I'm not registered a Democrat or a Republican. Did you know that? You don't get to participate. Really, your vote. That's why they say your vote doesn't count. But I know that you have so many of those people who don't follow the Republican and the Democratic Party. If we have more than 5%, then becomes a party that they have to recognize. Right now, they don't recognize them. They're allowing them to exist, but they don't recognize. And so anyway, after I wrote this up, this 13 reasons why I'm done being fake, or in parentheses, 13 reasons why you suck. And I wrote it and I was like, oh my God, I wrote this to a specific group, to a specific idea, to a specific, not individual, but specific parties, being a political party. Doesn't matter what you are, who you are in that affiliation. If you have anything to do with policies or politics, or it's to you. But then I thought, oh my God, anybody could take this. Anybody that I've encountered, anybody I've, done anything with could take this so personal, because it's just, that's the energy. Hello, my Tamara. That's my daughter, Tamara. You're on vacation. What are you doing on Facebook? Have fun on vacation, by the way. So anyway, I wrote this up because it's like, the Novocain Affect has taken over everybody. It's not just you. It's not just me. It's not just, my neighbors or my neighborhood or my city or my state. It's everybody across the planet. Not just the United States, not just America. Hello, Miss Angelique, but everybody, right? And so anyway, I wrote this up, 13 reasons why I'm done being fake. I'm done being fake. We can't be fake no more. Don't be fake. Just be real. But 1, you're selfish. 2, you're fake. 3, you are controlling. 4, you deny your own actions. 5, you play the blame game. 6, you feed off others. You belittle them. You make them feel like they are less than. 7, you manipulate. You bend people to your will. You create events. 8, you have no compassion. You can't speak out against abusers. And we all know you are being abused as well. 9, you are blind to the true controllers. We know you're being abused as well. We know that you're being controlled as well. You're on this planet. You are suffering as we are. 10, you refuse to see how you are being programmed. And there are unseen forces. There's things going on. I mean, come on, really. People have no idea. Again, they're programmed to look the other way. 10, you refuse to see how you are programmed by those unseen forces. Oh, I said that, 10. 11, you give into the propaganda. You take actions against your will. And then people black out. They don't even realize what they've done. 12, you are too complacent. You follow what's fed you. It's like you don't even, they've gotten such control over you, you can't even. And you become complacent. And then we just have generations of the same abuse over and over and over again. 13, you judge others for their needs without even looking at your own values and your own actions that are taken that hurt them. And so it's like, I read that and I was like, dang, I could, you could put that to everybody, anybody, whatever situation, because that's the vibes. That's the energy that's being put out, that's making us crazy, making us just feel overwhelmed to where we can't handle any kind of truth. We can't even have conversations. You can't conversate with somebody about what's happening. And they get all defensive, they take it personal, and then before you know it, you're in an argument and you're not friends anymore. You just can't. But then you'll turn around and you'll give guidance to someone else. You'll counsel others on how they should be and how they should act and how they should, but then you don't take it into your own home. You don't. I mean, that's crazy to me. That's backwards. And so, yeah, that 13 reasons why, if you came in late, that wasn't to you. Don't take it personal. That was to our government, to our shadow governments, to our deep state governments, to the unelected, unofficial, unaccountable people really running the show. Hey, Miss Rihanna and Miss Heather. I know I almost said Tether. So that's who that's to. 13 reasons why they suck. And it's just been a perpetration after generation after generation after generation after generation. And woo, I know this, we're called the boomer generation for mine. Yeah, boom. I've been witness too long to the crap that happened 50, 60 years ago. Okay, no, not 60. But in between 50, 60 years ago, I've been a witness now for that long. And to see it all just repeat and repeat. It's the same shit, different day. You don't follow the drama of divide and conquer. Even here in the UK, you smile, you call it crap. Oh, yeah. No, I do too, hun. I live my life away from the divide and conquer drama. However, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Doesn't mean it stopped. you know? So I got to talk about it because it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about them. It's not about, we're citizens of this planet, right? We're citizens of this planet. And we all, I think on a level, citizens, as citizens, we all want peace, love, happiness, harmony. We all want to go home at the end of the day and now I can put my feet up and chillax and not have someone in my face, right? That's what we all want. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you are. You just want to be able to relax, take your shoes off, take your tie off. But we're not allowed, you know, so the same old bullshit, you know, no matter how much we want to be complacent about it and say, well, it doesn't affect my world, you know, because it doesn't affect my little house right here. I'm happy. I'm good. What I don't like, though, is being lied to. What I don't like, though, is the fake shit going on around me. What I can't handle anymore is being told that we are responsible for it, that there's going to be a judgment, that they are trying to decide what that judgment on the citizens is going to be. And excuse me, I don't recall creating no mayhem. I don't murder people. I'm a good person. I don't even gossip. You know, I live my life the way I want to live my life. And trust me, I think therefore I'm single and I'm very, very happy. But I am awake. Once you're awake, you can't be unawake. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Once you hear, you cannot unhear. And once I know, I cannot ignore. And I cannot leave it alone. And I know there's a lot of people out there with me that are the same way. We combat it, and for other people, we combat it for other people, so that their lives can be drama-free, and you know. And again, it's not about just the individuals. It's not about the dramas. It's not about what's being created in my home, because again, ask my sister. I'm good. I just don't like the Novocain Affect. Yes, Candy, I love being totally awake because I'm not sitting here going, oh no. I'm sitting here going, really? Yes, I'm focused on humanity. You know, and I'm excited to say that MUFON is actually investigating my sighting that I had in September. Because again, I was in a conversation with somebody up at the little local grocery store yesterday. He's talking politics, you know, and I, you know, whatever. I told him, I said, the politics is a distraction to take us away from the real issues about what's happening. You know, because again, the corruption, the mafia style techniques have been running governments for thousands of years. I mean, come on, 2,500 years ago or more, look what happened to Jesus. And it hadn't gotten any better for any Christian since, okay? It's been going on far too long, even before that. Even before that. So, it's humanity. And so, yeah, MUFON's investigating my sighting that I had in September, and I'm really excited about that. You know, finally, apparently, something happened when I first submitted my sighting report, and they didn't get it. And so then another friend of mine enlightened me to their MUFON meetup page. And so I went over and joined their meetup page and let them know that I had submitted a sighting from September 5th and 6th. And they went in and looked at it and they couldn't find it. So I had to resubmit it and get a case number. And then boom, boom, boom. As soon as I resubmitted and got a case number, I got assigned a field investigator, and we've already spoken on the phone, and he's going to come over and check out the layout of the sighting and how it all happened. And because, yeah, all this politics stuff is a distraction. It's a distraction, and it's just part of the play, part of the game. This is what they do to us. They play games. They have this setup. They have the, interlude, they have the conclusion. They have the disinformation that they put out afterward. And it's just a whole setup that just makes you go, okay? But at the same time, you know, once we realize the game, that's the key. Once you realize the game, the gig is up. That's the good news. The gig is up once you realize the game, because you're no longer stuck in it. You're no longer looping into their scenario, right? You're awake. You start hearing information that starts to make sense to you. It starts to trigger those epiphanies. It starts to give you that insight of what's going on behind the scenes. And it puts you in the category of being labeled, because that's part of the game. Conspiracy theorists are part of the game. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. Don't believe us. But then the stuff that they end up saying is not right, not real. And you have Mr. Blue Eyes. I stumbled and just thought, tell him I said hello. That's a whole other story, Mr. Blue Eyes. Anyway, not a romantic interest, just interest. Well, hello, Miss Emily. So, and you know, again, politics distraction. That's why 13 reasons why they suck. You know, because they're giving in, they have sold out, and you know, and again, it's kind of like the old story, you know, about the scorpion and the frog. And the scorpion needs to get to the other side of this little river or waterway, stream, who knows what it is. Anyway, he needs to get to the other side. So he asked the frog, can you give me a ride over to the other side? And the frog looks at him and says, but you're a scorpion. You will sting me. you will sting me if you get on, if I let you on me. And the scorpion says, no. I wouldn't sting you. That would kill both of us. I just want to get to the other side. So the frog's like, oh, that makes sense. In other words, he manipulated him, created the situation, controlled the frog, got him to give him a ride across the river. And halfway across, bam, scorpion stings him. And he's like, why'd you sting me for? Now we're both going to die. And the scorpion says, it's in my nature. Because it's a scorpion. It's like telling a mosquito not to bite, not to try and take blood. It's in their nature. That's what their nature is. And what's your nature? Hey, are you a peaceful, loving person? You want someone who you just want peace. You don't want no drama. You don't want no side effect bullshit going on. Or are you just someone who just really, you know, gives into the manipulation and allows it to control and to feed and to take over? You saw a cloud of white smoke over an intersection by your house, and instead of going home, I went out to eat, thinking I would just let it settle rather than get out of my car and walk in it. A cloud of smoke, just like was there a fire? Did you say something before that? Let me look. Explain. You know, what was that? What was that? Was that like there was a police helicopter circling over it and fire? Wow. You know, I got to tell you, after even talking with some people again, you know, talking about energy and you know, how they can affect us and vortexes and portals and, you know, things coming through. And I know that I've been talking about, I think it was, let me think, this is 2017. So it was at least 2013, I think is when it was, 2012, maybe 2012 is when I started seeing different types of things like just appearing. It looked like they would just unzip something and walk through. And so portals have been actually known to intersect. And so even this morning, I posted, I believe on Facebook even, I put it up there, how they're saying, some scientists are saying that with their, parallel universes may exist, and that we are actually smashing into them once again. We're smashing into those parallel universes that are next to us. And what is that causing? I mean, think about it. If we have a parallel universe that everything's pretty much the same kind of setup, but maybe their belief structure is different. Maybe their spiritual side is deeper and stronger, and so you actually have interaction of different entities and angels and giants and different beings in that parallel universe, and then we're smacking into it, right? And so that's why it's just like that, like even seeing those smokes or seeing something walk through, it's like maybe in that moment we were smashing into a parallel universe, and whatever was there came right into ours. Changes things up, doesn't it? I mean, maybe there could be so many infinite, again, this, stuff is string theory, and, I can't even think what they call it. Just alternate fringe theory, because there's no proof. But now, stuff is going to start coming out. Things are going to start happening. I mean, people, and again, not just myself, but even like Candy, she's constantly thinking and feeling that something big's about to happen. Something big's about to happen. And we say it all the time, something big's about to happen. Well, guess what? It's already happening. We're just constantly feeling it because we're constantly moving as a universe. We're constantly moving. We're constantly in circle, of each other, these planets, and it's constantly moving. It's been proven. We're not just some stationary existence, right? So yeah, it's constantly coming in, constantly. Whew, what is that kind of spin going to put on things? And what are we going to do about it? What can we do about that? And maybe we don't even remember, maybe we do have some memory, because I tell you what, I've been one that kept my memory. As children, babies start talking about their past lives. This is what I did in my past life. This is how I died in my past life. This was my family. I mean, we've actually had documentaries now of children having information that have nothing to do with their life right now, but they have memory of it, right? So we can have memory in action. While we are going through these collides, we're remembering. And so we're retaining and seeing new things. Like it was even suggested that my sighting in September, it happened over 2 nights. So it's not like it was just a one-time deal. The first night there were 5 UFOs. The second night there were 2. So 7 in all over 2 nights. And I was the only one that reported it. And I live in a pretty busy, area. I live in Florida, tourist capital. Right? So there's always somebody driving. And these things went right down 19. If you're not familiar with I-19, it's an interstate that runs north and south through Florida. It's the whole length of Florida from Tallahassee down. So yeah, I saw them. I've seen, but I have memory. So were they something that was from another parallel alternate universe? Because I've never seen them before. I've seen UFOs all my life. Again, I'm an Army brat, so I was raised in a society that was not, it was a military society. It wasn't civilian. I didn't get into civilian life until I was 11 years old. And by that time, I'd already experienced so much stuff. Holy crap. I mean, I've been writing about it on the Bel Esprit magazine for 11 months now, almost a whole year. And I'm like at the point where I'm just now 11 years old. My dad just got out of the service. And so I've already got, and I'm not done. Okay. That's just up till when I'm 11. And so, yeah, all these experiences, I've seen all these things, and I believe that because I believe my own eyes. I have been told and over and over and over again that I had an overactive imagination, that I, was talking out my butt basically, but I knew things, and nobody else was seeing them. So I'm not surprised that nobody else saw these in September. At the same time, they were so big. Maybe they just got MIB flashed. Men in Black flash, where they flash everybody and wipe the memory of that incident. Change it. Alters the course then of their own life. Because they're not allowed to have that memory. And so it just, again, makes you relive over and over and over and over the overwhelming information that's coming out today. But please don't think that our society is so perfect that we don't have corruption. We see it all the time. Don't be dismayed when you hear about the corruption in our governments. Oh my God. But again, it's not your fault because they MIB flash you. You don't have memory. It's like having a baby. We forget. What? I'm pregnant again? We forget the pain, the crap we go through. So we'll do it again. And that's the same kind of mechanism that they use on us. They take that memory away so that we won't question it, and they'll do whatever, and here we go again. And there's definitely truth from what the so-called norm call whistleblowers. Yes, many are so genuine. Oh my God, yes. I mean, they released Chelsea, who's supposedly a whistleblower, and gave away secret information, which is what a whistleblower does, right? Give away the information that is being held right there in front of anybody. I mean, anybody who's a techie person can hack in there and get it. And, trust me, they allow themselves to be hacked into. Hello, Miss Rebecca. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, that's what we're stuck in. That's why we have that Novocain effect. And that's why, because it's all of us. No one is safe. Can I just say no one? No one is safe. You live on this planet, you're affected. And let me know. Oh my God, I know I'm not the only one. I've already been talking to people, but if you're just watching this and you're going through the same thing, it's the Novocain effect. And and again, how do we get through with it? I think, it's like the biggest thing that we can do is not breathe air. We cut ourselves off energetically. We can't do that. So the best way to fight is to use your voice to speak out against it. Because the only way that this is going to stop is for other people who are under that programming to be taken out of that programming, to be reprogrammed into the real world, into the reality of what's happening on this planet, and not be overwhelmed by it to where they just want to shy away, go back in the house, and not even think about what's happening. Hey, Miss Rebecca. That's all right. Yeah, definitely. And, if you feel something's wrong, trust it. Don't just go, eh. If you see something, trust your eyes. Trust your eyes. I swear people don't trust their eyes. That's why I think I have memory of my childhood experiences and, seeing UFOs and ghosts. And I trusted my own eyes. I didn't trust that were telling me that I wasn't seeing that stuff. Told me that I wasn't seeing it. I ignored them because and especially if I knew them to be someone who wasn't a completely honest person, I totally didn't trust them. No, trusted my own self because I have that relationship though with that faith. Again, it's not about expectations of what is, it's about the connections of it. So when I say to lower your expectations, I want you to lower your expectations and raise your faith. Okay, so it's a scale. We have this scale, and they have messed up that scale. Some people are so far gone I can't believe the way people are reacting to this past election. I mean, my God. And it's, again, programmed. They're made to do that. I mean, because think about the setup for that one. Think about the play that one required. Let's think about that for a second. What happened on 9/11? And how did that bring into fold the person who owned those buildings? How did that set up the play? That was the setup. The setup is we're gonna do this thing. We're gonna do this false flag. We're gonna have this event happen, but we're gonna compensate you. Okay, you're gonna go along with this because you're gonna be president one day. But before you're president one day, you're gonna be a TV star. What do we all want to be when we grow up? I want to be an actor. I want to be a rock and roll star. I want fame, fortune. Vanity is the #1 pull that evil pulls us in on. Take advantage of our vanity. Play with it. Okay, so yeah, the setup was there. Come on. Setup was there. And here we are. Everyone thought that, he's going to be this great thing, something that no other president could be. Really? Novocain. You recently had a bad attack of frequencies, attack tendinitis. Is that what you're saying? Tendinitis. A few days we had a large electrical storm that was extremely different to what I have in many previously experiences. That's the other thing. The storms are crazy. They're bigger. They actually had to change the scale of tornadoes. They'll probably change the scale of hurricanes, right? Yeah, sound issues, tendinitis. Yeah, see, and there's microwave wars, there's satellite wars, there's so many energetic wars going on, and we're feeling it. I saw an interesting comment or article the other day also about the difference between a sociopath and an empath. What do you think the difference between a sociopath and an empath is? First of all, you got to wrap your brain around the fact that an empath could have any kind of characteristics as a sociopath. And if you don't know what a sociopath is, that is someone who operates with no compassion, no sense of consequences, no rational, thought to their actions. They just abuse, they spew, they control, they manipulate, they lie. They don't care. The emotion, one is selfish and the other is not. Looking at your answers. Hubby said it was different frequencies. Yeah, I'm telling you, honey, they're putting out some frequencies out there. Well, because here's the thing: a sociopath is an empathetic person, basically, because they target in. Right? They target in on someone who is weak, someone who is, not as confident. They can feel the insecurity coming from the person. But then they, instead of being the empathetic person that has compassion, the empath, sociopath, then turns apathetic. No emotion. Yeah, so you were right on the emotion. No emotional connection. They feel it, but then they take advantage of it. They don't nurture it or enable it. Well, they probably do enable it. That's not the right word. They don't nurture it. They don't have any compassion. So they do what they do. That's part of the energy. That's part of the energy play. Because how can we not, as an inherently being, because human beings are inherently good. They are not evil. Evil, hate is taught. Evil is taught. You are born into situations that can make you act that, think about that. You're born into evil. You're born into sin. You're born into situations. That's what they tell us. You're born into a story. You're born into someone else's game, right? But you're inherently good. Again, hate is taught. If you see babies and the way they treat other babies, it's so cute. They love each other. They don't care about skin color or race. They don't care about your religion. Look at a baby and smile at a baby. A baby's going to smile with that innocence and, love, unconditional, agape. That's our true nature itself, right? So it's all messed with. We're thrown off balance because it is balance we seek. It is not balance we get. We get lies. We get misdirection. We get distractions. Someone else's game. So that's why the Novocain effect is so on people right now. Just realize it. If that's the first step is acknowledging. So just realize that there's more to the story. There's more going on than you're told. We know we're lied to all the time. I mean, even they're calling the mainstream media fake news. And then the fake news turns around and calls alternative media fake news. And then even in your spiritual community, you've got people who are whistleblowers in the spiritual community, and they're coming out with some what other people would consider to be outrageous stories, because we're talking about, a secret space program. We're talking about interaction with an alliance. We're talking about corporate, the non-corporate organizations. They're running the show. I mean, there's just so much, again, woo. So much you lose track. Love is our true essence. Yes, be it. Mm-hmm. But there's so much though. And then you find out about it and it's just mind blowing. I mean, it's like finding out that you've been cheated on. What does that do to you? I know what that does to you because I've been there. I've been cheated on. Every relationship I've been in, I've been cheated on. And so that feeling of, whew, but the first couple of times it was, whew, what did I do? What about me made that person cheat? Wasn't me. And nothing to do with me. But it's that feeling that you first get when you find out that they cheated. That feeling that you first get when you find out that you've been lied to. That feeling that you first get is what they just twist over and over and over and over and over again to trigger that feeling. Yeah, then it is BS. BS has only one use, and that is fertilizer. Yes. I agree. I want everybody else to see that. If we don't talk about it, if we don't have a conversation about it, if we as light workers just sit back and go, it's all rainbows and butterflies. Oh, my world's good. Everybody else's world is, we're lying to ourselves. We're not doing a service. Mm-mm. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. You're not going to get that job that you want because you want it. You're not going to get that position you want just because you want. If you don't play the game, if you don't understand the structure, we're just doing what we always do, and that's just flounder. That's just get through our day. Take on all the crap. Take on the burdens. We just take it on. And if we don't talk about that, then everyone's going to think that's normal. That's just the way it is. That's the way we got to live because that's what we're used to. Yeah, well, I'm sick of that. I've always viewed this planet as backwards. It is backwards. It is so do as I say, not as I do bullshit. And that's got to stop because I want my children's children, my great-great-children. I've already got grandchildren. I'm about to be a great grandma, y'all. The first in the line of many to come. But yeah, grandma, great, and I want I want them all to live in a place where they can actually be who they are. And I raise my children to be who they are, not to conform to my ways or bend to my rules. Mm-mm. That is not what life is about. And so that's what we've been doing, though. We've been doing that. over and over and over. Bend to my will. Be the who I want you to be. No, I don't do that to my kids, but that's what happens to all of us. At one point or another, someone's telling you what to do, what to think, you know. So we got to stop that. And I want my children's children to be able to live into a world where they're not worried, you know, that someone's going to bring up some fake narrative to start some fake war so they can make whatever, keep whatever, do whatever they want. We got to do it. We got to teach respect. You know what I mean? That is awesome. You're so young. You will have yeah. Started early. Yes, good. You do that with your daughter. I mean, we have to. They have to be who they are. Let them be there. You know, oh my God, they're think about it. You know, if we believe in eternity, we believe in incarnation, we believe in our spiritual essence moving on. I'll tell you right now, I think my son's older than I am. Spiritually, some ideas. That boy's got some open channels. Okay, he is my rock. Okay, he's my rock. So we are so old. We have been through this before. We have gone through all of this so many times because the same controllers have been in control of this planet that long. So we're old. We're so old. We're not here to learn new lessons. Oh my God, how many times do you need to learn how to love? How many times do you need to know what hate is? How many times do you need to know that if your broke ass is broke, you can't pay your bills? You need to go get a job. You need that's overwhelming to me to think that this is just, you know, new. That I'm so young and that I gotta go through my no. I stopped doing that years ago. And it freaks people out when I tell them that I don't live by the law of attraction, that what they want to call universal law. Yeah, who wrote that book? Who made that? The universal law. No, I'm sorry, I did not attract all these abusers. I did not attract all these pedophiles. I did not. But here they are, because that's what I'm born into. It says we're born into sin. I believe that. We're born into sin because this planet is full of sinners. Because this planet was taken over a long time ago. That's what I gotta see what y'all are saying over here. You're laughing. That's wrong. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for the congratulations. Yes, I think it's a girl. Is there a path and passage whether we agree or disagree? As long as love is in place in your doorway to your heart. Well, you know, again, Rihanna, I don't want to live in my life thinking that just because my doorway is open and my path is peaceful, that everybody else is out there being peaceful. I mean, it's like that song. Have you heard that song that, oh my God, shoe the children, or feed the children that don't have enough to eat, shoe the children with no shoes on their feet, house the people living in the street. Oh, there's a solution. That's what I'm talking about. Again, my heart, and if everybody's heart was out there, was open and you know, loving, we wouldn't be talking like this. We wouldn't have to have this conversation. Right? Right. You know, I want it to be all love and light. I don't want it to be all drama filled. I don't want it to be murderers. I don't want it to be rapists. I don't want it to be pedophiles. I don't want it to be homeless. I don't. I got a house. Y'all see my house behind me. I got food. I got shoes on my feet. I got food in my belly. I got love in my life. But I also see what other people are suffering. And I can't just say that because I'm good, they're good. They chose to come here. They chose to deal with this. They knew they were going to be born into that. But what I say to that also is we knew we could make a difference. We knew we could change things. We knew we could make it better. How many of you look at something right now and go, I could have made that better? We're here to do that. I think. I am. I want to do that for other people. That's why I'm in the business, the profession that I am, where I assist others by doing readings and Reiki and clearings and investigations and listen to them, give them a voice that goes beyond rainbows and butterflies. You know what I mean? And that's what I want us all to do. Be your voice. Brianna, I know you do a radio show. You get out there, you talk about it. You know, there's Candy. She does live here on FaceTime or Facebook. So, you know, she's out there talking about it. It's like even the other day, I was talking about going live, and then it's like, you know how many videos there are out there of people going live talking. I don't care that there's billions. If there were, well, God, if there were billions, that would be fucking amazing. It would be amazing, because that's what we need. We need billions of people out there speaking it, talking about it, having conversation, not afraid to talk about the dark. Okay? Don't be afraid to talk about the dark. They are not scary. Okay? The only thing scary to me is not being able to have a conversation about them, where people just tune me out. They don't listen. They don't want to hear it. That's more scary to me. Them other motherfuckers, yeah, I can deal with them. I will deal with it. I deal with them. I deal with them. So we all got to do. Everybody speak. Everybody use their voice, because that's all Spirit keeps telling me. When I talk to Spirit, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Where do I go? You have a voice. Use it. This is what I hear. Because there's nothing else I can do. I cannot change this reality. God, if I could change this reality. To a good, loving, balanced, uncorrupted, unevil. It happened. I can't do it. But if all of us see what's really happening and don't turn our face from it, deal with it face on, straight on, and use our voice against it, that's the only thing that's going to stop it. If someone comes to you and it was to tell you that so-and-so, okay, let me just rephrase that. If some 15-year-old or 14-year-old or 7-year-old came to you and told you that they were being molested by somebody in their family, what would you do? Would you call the cops? Would you use your voice to help them? Because right now I am pleading to you to be that voice. I am pleading. I am calling for a full-on investigation into all of the traps, all of the pedophiles, all the liars, all the people in Congress. I want them all fired. I want to start all over again. I want a full investigation on the emails. As a citizen of the United States, I require and request that this start. And each of us have to come out. Each of us have to start talking. That's right. Look that evil in the face. And do not turn away and do not run from it, but instead roar right back at it. Say, I'm not going to take that no more. I'm not going to have that happen no more. That has to stop. This has to stop. This has to stop. So each of us need to step up and start talking. Go live on Facebook. Go live on YouTube. Go live on Periscope. There are so many social medias that you can start a petition. I actually have a lawyer friend. I need to talk to her about how to word it. You know, because I want a full inquiry. I want war to be called on this, this secret government. Shadow people in the government. Those are the shadow people we need to worry about. You ain't got no shadow self within you that's going to make you. The only shadow self within you is somebody else's shadow. It's not your shadow. So anyway, you know me. I can go on and on. But do something. You know, use your voice. Get out there. Start talking. Have a conversation. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Don't tell somebody that if they're talking about the corruption and the evil things that have been proven, the public notifications are out there. They've made public what they do. Just look into it. If you don't, it's just going to keep continuing. Hey, Miss Charity. So we got to do something. Everybody needs to do something. Don't just sit there and think I'm just one person. That's the Novocain effect. The Novocain effect isn't going to allow you to get out and get up on YouTube or get up on Facebook or get up on Periscope or Snapchat or I can't even keep track. Everybody says it's fake news and everybody's going to believe it's fake news until somebody else steps up and say, hey, wait a minute, what about this? Remember this? Remember right before 9/11 how Rumsfeld came out and told everybody that there was $4.2 trillion in gold missing from where? Twin Towers safe. Vault underneath the Twin Towers contained gold that Rumsfeld came out and said was missing. Gone. And then what happened? 9/11 happened. Do you remember that? Does anyone remember that? Or is that now considered fake news? Because, you know, we're not supposed to remember that. We're not supposed to remember how Comey came out on May 3rd and said there was no injustice. There was no coercion. There was nobody telling him not to investigate. And then what? He comes out and says he has a memo? They lie to you and they think you're going to forget about it. See, you forgot about the missing gold. A lot of people forgot about the missing gold because 9/11 happened, which I'm sorry, 9/11 was an inside job. So it's like that's part of their plan. They're going to come out and tell you some shit and then they're going to distract you to where you do not. Yeah, oops, he missed the memo. The memo he kept. Which is another illegal thing to do. I'm sorry. It goes against national security if you are taking memos and then taking them home and not recording them and reporting them as you should. Come on. And we still believe this Russia. Raise your hand if you believe the Russians' narrative. Not me. My hand goes down. My hand goes down. When was the last time we had issues with Russia? Sorry. Don't believe their narrative. Don't believe the fake crap. It's all, that's the fake shit. The stuff that you just don't even feel good about, that's the fake shit. Yeah, Russian crap is fake news. It's not fake. It's not, here's the thing. It's not fake news. It's actual news because they're making it news. They're putting it out there. But did you also see a couple weeks ago? Yeah, that the Russians are interfering with our elections and that the Russians are, that not only that the Russians are interfering, but that Alex Jones and Roger Stone and President Trump are Russian operatives. Okay? Yeah. So anyway, I'm sick of the Russia. We haven't had issues with Russia since the Cold War. I mean, Russia is their own little powerhouse, you know, whatever. Just like Syria. We haven't had issues with Syria, but why are we all up in their business? Yeah, see for yourself. See the truth for yourself. I mean, but then when you think something's true, don't be swayed into thinking what Fox News came out 2 weeks ago and said that Seth Rich, and if y'all don't know who Seth Rich is, he is the DNC worker who was murdered last July. Seth Rich, he's big trending right now. I'm sure all you have to do is put his name in, Seth Rich, and you're going to get all kinds of stuff come up. Because, again, he was murdered last July, but it was found out that he was actually, well, again, it's being said now that he is, you know, part of the leaking that happened, right, to WikiLeaks. And Fox News came out a couple weeks ago and pretty much said it. This Seth Rich was murdered by the DNC. Uh-oh. I just lost Facebook. Talking about Seth Rich, and there goes my Facebook. Yeah, that's funny. We'll get it back. Does that to me quite often. Every time I get on Facebook, get cut off. But anyway, for those of you that are still on there, check out Seth Rich, because that is some stuff now that is trending, because new information is coming out about who murdered him. If you listen to George Webb, he actually names the murderer. Okay, or he puts it all together and gives you the timeline. But be careful, who's George Webb? He's operative also, because he claims to be with the old guard. Yeah, what's the old guard about? Gonna go live again. If it lets me. 3, 2, 1. It says I'm live, but I see no feed over there. I tell you, that's what happens though. You talk for an hour or more. Anyway, let's go back over. Tell me to finish that one. Ending the live video. And post. But then go live again. Novocain take 2. I tell ya. Waiting for that to come back up, and again, it's not going to let me. It's going to go right back into the finish because I just went live. It says I'm live 11 seconds, but it's not showing any. What's acid? Filters. Anyway, it's not going to let me finish up over there. Oh, we just flipped. All right, so it says I'm live, and y'all are seeing my backside of my iPad. Hang on a second. Oh, I got chatters over there on YouTube. Sorry, peeps. It's not letting me turn that back around. Anyway, I tell you what, I want y'all to go check out all the stuff that's really happening for yourself. There's so much information that you can get anywhere on the internet, you know, and then you can go look at books, you know, look at some history, some written history about what really has been going on this planet and how long it's been going on. You know, go check it all out. Get yourself out of the Novocain Affect and really see what's going on, see what's happening, and what we can do to actually make it better for ourselves. You know, it's like, yes, and then while we're making it better for ourselves, we need to think about our neighbors and how we can make it better for them and how we can make it better just, you know, for our children growing up, children coming in, children we got now, and so on. And oh my goodness, I don't know what this deal is here with the Facebook, but it's got the video up and it's all turned around. So you're not going to see the same thing everybody else is seeing. But in any case, I just wanted to get that out there. I'm going to post my 13 reasons why. And I don't want one civilian to take it personal. I don't want you to feel like you are any less than you already feel, because it's not your fault. It's all just part of the programming. And again, go check out my videos on youtube.com/Solana0156. Go check out my site, psychicsolana.com or .wix.com/services. You know, because I'm here for you. I got the Ask Solana on there that I do for free. But if you want to take some time and meet with me, and you know, we can do everything from counseling to you know, psychic readings to spiritual Reiki. I mean, we do it all. We got to do it all. And, you know, and I offer my services quite often for free. So hit me up. If you are in need and you have no money, you know, I don't need no proof. I'll take your word for it, you know, because it's not about me just making money. It's about me helping and me being able to be there for everyone else coming out of their fog, everyone else waking up so they can see what's really happening. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up, but I'll be back. Who knows when? Because it's the Novocain effect. We're working past it, getting through it, and I want you to also. All right, I'll see you all on Facebook later. And for those of you that are watching me here on YouTube, go over and follow me on Facebook. I'm under Solana Sherry, or you can find me under Solana's fan club. And again, just go check it all out. Do it for yourself. Don't take nobody else's word for it. And don't feel overwhelmed. Okay, you're going to get a lot of information that's going to be coming out. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just go with it and do what you got to do for you. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.